The wall clock in my hallway started ticking backward last Tuesday. I thought the batteries were dying until it reset to midnight and the lights dimmed on their own. Now, every night at 12 o'clock, I hear footsteps, but I live alone, and the hallway is never quite the same in the morning. My name is Danny. I'm 39, work remotely as a technical writer, and live in a modest condo in Portland, Oregon. I'm not much of a believer in the supernatural, but I've always been sensitive to small changes, drafts, light flickers, the way rooms feel. That's probably why I noticed the hallway first. A 2-bedroom condo on the 3rd floor of a quiet, modern building. Neutral gray carpets, white walls, basic overhead lighting. The hallway is narrow, about 10 feet long, with 3 doors leading off it. One to the bathroom, one to a guest room, and one to a storage closet. A small, round wall clock hangs dead center, just above eye level. Evenings are peaceful. Just the low hum of the fridge, the occasional rumble of distant traffic, until the clock changed. It was Tuesday night when I first noticed it. The clock on my hallway wall. Black frame, simple white face, a soft tick that always helped me keep track of time when I passed through, was ticking backward. Slowly, deliberately, I stared at it, confused. The hands weren't just drifting. They were moving counterclockwise in perfect rhythm. I figured the batteries were dying. Or maybe something internal was off. It wasn't new, but it wasn't old enough to behave like that either. I popped the back open, replaced the battery, and reset the time. It ticked normally again. I thought that was it. That night, I fell asleep around 11. At exactly midnight, I woke up to a soft click. Then, the sound of something like a power surge. Lights dimming ever so slightly, not flickering, just softening. And then, footsteps. Slow, padded, deliberate. Moving down the hallway just outside my bedroom. I live alone. I held my breath and listened. Footsteps stopped near the bathroom door. Paused. And then, nothing. No door opening. No return steps. Just silence. I got up, checked every room. Doors were all shut. The lights were back to normal. I looked at the hallway clock. It had reset to 12 o'clock exactly, and was once again ticking backward. The next morning, I chalked it up to exhaustion. Maybe I'd imagined the footsteps. I unscrewed the clock entirely and tossed it in the closet. Out of sight, out of mind. But that night, I woke again at midnight. This time, the sound came first. A soft whirring, like gears slowly turning. And then a creak. Not from the floor, but from the ceiling. The air was cold. I pulled on a sweatshirt and stepped out into the hallway. The lights were dim again, though the switches hadn't moved, and somehow the hallway felt longer. Not by much, just enough that I noticed. I turned on all the lights, double-checked every room, even measured the hall the next morning out of sheer paranoia. 10 feet, same as always. But that night, the feeling came back. Every midnight, something shifted. The hallway would darken slightly. The sound would return. Sometimes it was footsteps. Sometimes it was a faint ticking. Not mechanical, but organic. Like something breathing in perfect rhythm. On the fourth night, I stood in the hall as midnight approached. I wanted to see it. At 11:59, nothing. At 12 o'clock, the air chilled, and I watched the hallway walls breathe inward, just a little, as if the whole space were contracting. The paint seemed darker, the carpet rougher underfoot, and in the silence, something moved. Not at the edge, but behind me. I turned fast. Nothing. But the light over the storage closet had gone out. And when I opened the door, I could swear the inside was deeper than before, farther than the depth of a normal closet. Darkness inside didn't look empty. It looked occupied. I shut the door. That morning, the hallway was normal again. But the clock, the one I'd stored away, was back on the wall, hanging exactly where it'd been, ticking normally. But the battery I'd taken out was still on my kitchen counter. I don't understand it. I've tried staying somewhere else, but the effect follows. Hotel, friend's apartment, doesn't matter. At midnight, something changes around me. It's not the place. It's the hour. I've stopped checking the time, but my body still wakes up right before midnight, and I feel it now, closer than ever. I don't know what it wants, or what happens when the ticking reaches zero, but I think I'll find out soon, and I'm not sure I'll be able to come back.